Shalom, Israel. Hope everybody had a good Sabbath yesterday. I got a few videos I want to show you. I want to know if you remember this particular video. Do you remember this video? Let's see.
Skeptical about joint health supplements? Cosamin DS is clinically proven to help promote joint.
And Hank Aaron receiving the first dose of Moderna's vaccine today. Aaron, along with former UN Ambassador Andrew Young and former Health and Human Services Secretary Louis Sullivan, getting their shots in the Morehouse School of Medicine in Atlanta. The men say they're hoping to send a message to the African American community that the vaccine is safe.
It makes me feel wonderful. I don't have any qualms about it at all. You know, I feel quite proud of myself of doing something like this. You know, it's just a small thing that can help zillions of people in this country.
Do you remember that? It's mighty strange. 2 weeks after he made that video, he died. He was in good health. There was nothing wrong with him. And they turn around and say that he died of natural causes. So what causes did he have before he took the orange juice? And that is to get more African Americans to go and take that orange juice. Now they have Michael Strahan supposedly is sick. So you got to watch out for these stars and athletes to get more and more black people to go and drink that orange juice. 2 weeks after he took that. Before then, you heard nothing about Hank Aaron. I just wanted to bring that out. But what I want to get into today is your new president that you voted in. I want to show you something, and I'm going to go into some scriptures. Because normally when this happens to a nation, according to scripture, destruction follows. And I think this is really out of hand. Yeah. I want you to look at this. I think this is the one. Or was this? This is the one here.
In a normal world, most people don't know who their state health officials are. In this world, we have no choice. We see them every day managing a pandemic.
Please wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. The time it takes to sing happy birthday twice.
Sound familiar? She's notorious for her pandemic safety marching orders to protect Pennsylvanians from COVID-19. Dr. Rachel Levine has been picked by President-elect Biden to serve as Assistant Secretary of Health and Human Services.
She really was a beacon of light for us.
It would make her the first transgender Senate-confirmed federal official. Deja Lynn Alvarez is a transgender activist in Philadelphia and director of community engagement for World Healthcare Infrastructure.
President Biden coming out of the gate with decisions like this, recognizing the qualifications of this transgender woman, not based off of her gender identity, but based off of the job that she has done here in Pennsylvania.
Dr. Levine currently serves as the Pennsylvania Health Secretary and a pediatrics and psychiatry professor at Penn State College of Medicine. Governor Tom Wolf says Levine is both competent and compassionate. Quote, I and the people of Pennsylvania owe her a debt of gratitude for her leadership, strength, and dedication to protecting every person's health amid unprecedented circumstances and at times amid hateful distractions.
If Dr. Rachel Levine was not a transgender woman, this would not be such big news.
Alvarez says this will inspire so many to never give up pursuing their dreams.
That I can actually fight hard and work hard and become and do anything I want.
Reporting from Philadelphia, Sydney Long, NBC 10 News.
Walking around in stiff.
The first transgender in the White House. Now, it's gotten that far now that it reached the White House. Now, let's go into the scriptures and see what it says about transgender or any kind of activity like that. If you remember, this happened in Sodom and Gomorrah when Lot saw two angels coming, and he invited the angels into his house. The people that were round about, the city was so bad, it had gotten so out of hand, the men, women, and children watched these two angels go in Lot's house. So when they went into the house, they knocked on the door and asked Lot, who were those two men? Who were those two men that was up in the house? We want to get with them. In other words, have sex with them. Now, these are men talking. And it got so bad, Lot even offered his two daughters. And the man was so sick until they didn't want anything to do with his daughters. They wanted the two angels who looked like men. So it got so bad, the angels told Lot to step back. And when they tried to come in, he blinded them. I know most of you know the story, but I'm trying to point out the attitude and the mindset that when you get so far into that type of irregular knowing of what you want, male or female, and you think male and male is normal and female is normal, I'm going to show you in scriptures how the Most High allow people to act that way. It's called reprobate mind. And it got so bad, the Most High allowed people to have. Let's go to it. 1 Corinthians 6:25. When you have a reprobate mind, you think that this stuff is normal. But now, what happened when the angels with Lot blinded the people, and they busting down the door and banging on the door, wanting to get with these two men that never been in the city. Eventually, the Most High got rid of Sodom and Gomorrah and blew it up. 1 Corinthians. Well, you got to bring that to today's time. When a nation get this bad, now that transgender is in the White House, and he's over he's in the health department, assistant health administrator, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to have a lot to do with what goes on in the hospitals. Eventually, and they are passing laws now in certain countries, making it legal for pedophiles to be with underage. Some nations are changing their laws to that. And when I say underage, I'm talking 3 years old. That's how the world is getting now. Okay, and you wonder why these plagues are let loose now. The plagues are let loose. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 6:25. Corinthians First Corinthians 6. So you will see 6 and 25. 1 Corinthians 6, 25. I think I got that right. No, I got it wrong. I gotta get it. Reprobate mind. Where was that? Corinthians 6. Four, 5, 6. No, I had it there. I'm gonna have to find it. It's not 1 Corinthians. It's not 1 Corinthians. I forgot where I had it. But it talked about reprobate mind. Let's go to Jude 1 and 7. Let's go back here. Jude 1 and 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. This is talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. Just basically how they were acting when the two angels came, showing how they was giving themselves over this strange flesh, being male, male, female, female. And showing you that this is in Scripture, what's going on in society today. But in America, it's just way out of hand. Let's go to Revelation 18, 4 and 5. Revelation 18, 4 and 5. That this stuff here show you how it's gotten out of hand. 17, 18, 4 and 5. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers in her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues, which is what's going on now with the plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities. See, once you start getting that kind of mess in the White House, the sins of the nations done reached all the way to heaven. It's bad enough that they're allowing gay marriages, and now they're allowing gay marriages to adopt children. See, and any pastor that refuses to marry two men or two women can be sued now. So it's in law. It's almost where you have to you pretty much forced to go against your religious beliefs. So what have they done? They shut all the churches down. So now they can just go to court and make it legal if two men or two women want to get married. But to show you how when the sins reach heaven, you have things like what's going on now, which is the plagues and the depopulation. See, All of that's taking place because the sins of this nation, you can really say the world now, because it's a worldwide event, have reached the heavens. So these curses are taking place or have to take place. Let's go to Revelation 18:2. Okay. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen. Now, Babylon means America. America is the daughter of Babylon because of the evil activity that goes on in this country went on in Babylon. Plus the gods that were worshipped in Babylon, they worship the same gods in America. I'm talking about the Illuminati now. Those that run this country are worshiping the same gods they worship in Babylon. So all this freedom that we've had all these years, it went on in Babylon. The freedom of sexual freedoms, religious freedom, everything we do in this country went on in Babylon. That's why it's called the daughter of Babylon. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great hath fallen, is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit. That's why anything goes in this country. You can come here and pretty much do whatever you want to do. And a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. See, in this country, anything goes as long as you pay your taxes. But when it comes to us as black people, it's always something against it. Because one, they know we're the children of Israel. But when we do something the same as any other nation, we get punished worse. But you can still come here, any nation to come here, and pretty much have the freedom that they want to do whatever. And a lot of people do that because a lot of foreign nations are ran by religious government. So that's where you get your unclean and hateful bird. When people come here, flying over here from other nations, and they come over here with their religious beliefs. Now what's going on with this depopulation thing, and especially all the lies that they tell, that they've told all down through the years of who we are. They've lied on the Messiah. They got everybody believing in this Jesus/Zeus, his real name being Caesar Borgia. There's nothing but lies in America. That's all this nation is built on. Lie after lie after lie. They even lied about in space, where America revolves around the sun. We got 9 planets in our solar system. It's only 3 out there. And Earth is not even moving. All of that's in Scripture. See, this is why this is called the daughter of Babylon. But in here, it's saying, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. That's all of the wealth that this nation once had. And as you see, as we go through this pandemic, you see a lot of business, especially small business, starting to lose their business. Watch the stock market. This pandemic is going to make America lose a lot of investors, and it's going to hurt other foreign nations. That's where you get the it's fallen, from being such a great nation down to a small nation. Okay, America is written in the Bible, especially in Isaiah 47. It talks about nothing but America. Genesis 5 and 1. Let's go to Genesis 5 and 1. Genesis 5, 1 and 2. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them. No male and male, no female and female. So this is why you have a right to go, you have a religious right to go against it. And bless them and call their name Adam in the day when they were created. You see? Created he them. It's male, female. That's the image of the Most High. But not in America. Not the great nation is supposedly supposed to be a religious nation. Okay? Let's go to some more scriptures. Leviticus 18. We're going to Leviticus, and then I'm going to go straight into Isaiah 18 and 22. Leviticus 18. And 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. This is talking to two males. It's talking to the Israelites, because this is in the book of Leviticus where all the laws was given to us when we were in the wilderness. So this was told to Moses. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination for two males to lay down like male female. That's an abomination to the Most High. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereof. It is confusion. And there are some people that have sex with animals. That's called bestiality. That does happen. Okay, 20 and 13. Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. Abomination means something disgusting. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Now, you can say this is Leviticus and these laws were in the Old Testament. But for you Christians that's saying that they don't put you to death anymore, that was done away with, this is why we're going through these plagues. It's not free to do this because you thinking the laws was done away with when the laws were not. So nations have to suffer the consequences when it gets this high as far as going up into the White House. Now you got the White House that's going to eventually be more and more transgenders. It's going to be more and more male, male, female, female. So if you think the law is done away with, watch the weather. Watch the things that happen to these nations, especially Babylon, America. Okay? Now let's get into Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47. This is the destruction to show you that America is falling. Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47 and 1. Now this is your destruction. This is America. Isaiah 47 is talking about nothing but America, the daughter of Babylon. Okay? Come down and sit in the dust. O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne. Okay, that's because America is losing its power. O daughter of Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. So eventually people are going to start looking at America and say America don't have the power that it once had. Take the milestones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Now at that point, this is saying America is going to get so embarrassed until it's looking at America as a female, because the female that's in the New York harbor that represents America. So it's looking at America as a female. She's going to be so embarrassed until her skirt or her dress. You know how women feel when the wind blow a dress up and she like in the middle of downtown or walking somewhere and the dress blow up and she gets embarrassed? America is going to get to that point. It's going to uncover all the laws and the lies that this nation have told all down through the years. Especially all these Israelite camps that's out there on these streets telling the truth about this nation. The lies that it told on the Messiah, the lie that it told on black folks and other nations, and so on and so on. It's going to get to where her skirt is going to be pulled up because America is looked at as a female. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. That's the Statue of Liberty that's in the New York Harbor. Make bare the leg. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. See, people going to start looking, other nations are going to look at this country and say, wow. All these years, I thought this and we thought this and thought that, and we were dead wrong. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. See, that's a lot of destruction that's coming against this nation. I'm not going to meet you as a man, but I'm going to take vengeance. I'm going to do something to you. But I'm not going to meet you like a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. It didn't say the Holy One of the world. It didn't say the Holy One of Catholicism. It said the Holy One of Israel. Not those fake Jewish people. Israel is waking up now. Black folks are starting to realize who they are worldwide. See, sit thou silent and get thee in darkness, O daughter of Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms, because America has bases in other nations. And it uses those bases to watch the enemies thereabout. And that's why they go in some of these nations and take land, steal land, and set up a military base around the globe. So it has functions in other nations. That's why it's saying the lady of kingdoms with an S. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. The Most High inheritance are the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. I have given them into thy hand. Through slavery we came here. Thou didst show them no mercy. See, all the evilness that was done to us, the Most High is going to come with vengeance. Okay? Thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Ancient, that's the elderly people. In the slavery days and the Jim Crow law, the way older people were treated and how they were just killed off and just buried under dirt. In those days, this is what this is talking about. Ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Especially the way they killed us, other than just hanging us, beating us. The Most High have not forgotten none of that. The women, they've hung women by their necks. And when I say elderly, I'm talking about these people were in their 50s and 60s. 70s. It didn't matter. They still treated them just like you treat an animal. Elderly people were bound by their wrist during slavery time. Even on the slave ships. They had cast iron around their necks, wrists, feet. The Most High have not forgotten none of that. Being pulled by that, I can't think of that thing that goes around the neck and has spokes sticking out. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things, so thy heart neither didst remember the latter end of it. Now, in order for a nation to say, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, that's the nation. That's the people of that nation. Now, who's proud of this nation so much they give allegiance to a flag, an inanimate object? Think about it now. What race give allegiance to a flag and would get upset when you don't break your knees to do it? It's the attitude of those people that this is saying, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever. It's representing America. America is being looked at as a female. So you have to look at those that represent America, calling this land theirs after they stole it. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Remember now, America is looked at as a female. There is no other nation like this nation. That's why I shall not sit as a widow. There's no other. She stands alone. Neither shall I know loss of children. There are no small nations that can compare to America. Or you can say, yeah, that's America. It's American in other nations, but no other nation is like this. She stands alone. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment and in one day: the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. For the multitude of thy sorceries, that's just scientists, and other, not just scientists, but what you call those medical people that makes up all these pills and vaccines, them too, medical science. And for the great abundance of thy enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. For thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it has perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it rises. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. Now, these are the things to come. Now, this is just around the corner because a lot of nations are going to look at America, especially with this pandemic, and realize that this came from America. And we have lost people in our nations, and they're going to start turning against America. So these are the things to come, what I'm reading right now. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Desolation is the same as depopulation. It's going to come suddenly. It's a worldwide event, but America is going to get the brunt end of it, the worst of what is coming. America is going to get the worst because of all the iniquities all down through the years. The Most High have not forgotten. Now, white folks will tell us in a heartbeat, oh, that was in the past. Y'all need to forget that. It's not like that no more. But to the Most High, it happened yesterday. So that's why I'm reading in Isaiah what he saw, what happened to the daughter of Babylon, which is America. That's why I read the other scriptures to get you to understand who Babylon is. Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, witchcraft. And they have witchcraft in the White House, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art weird in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers and stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, and stand up. Now, these are all the things that run this country. That's why it's saying astrologers, stargazers, prognosticators. These three run the government of this country. Okay? It's telling them to stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Can these people rescue you now? These stargazers, astrologers, people that try to look into the future and try to tell things, looking at the stars and Pisces, Aries, and all of that stuff, trying to see into the future. Can they save you now? Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal of warm at nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall thy be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to this quarter, none shall save thee. Yeah. So see, this is the destruction of America. Isaiah 47 tells it all. The daughter of Babylon is America. And it's telling you it's going to get so bad she's going to get caught. She's going to get caught with her skirt up. Let me see if I got another one. I want to show you another video of your president, what he really thinks about black folks. And you voted him in. I told you about Lot. Okay, let's go to this. I couldn't believe this man would say something like this. This is why America is coming to destruction. Here. Okay. That's it right here.
I saw that made me aware when I was in law school. Proudly for Holloway. Proudly for your dad. First African-American state senator in the state of Delaware. Everything about. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what.
I'm going to try to go back just a little bit because I know you missed it. He called them black kids roaches. And the only people around him is black folks. I'm going to go back a little bit, see if I can catch it. Listen.
Kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what, the men, they're now all men, the guys I work with down here, and they're all guys at the time. They're all good men. Most of them made an awful lot of themselves. And Earl Larkin had a rough time. And some of you knew Earl. I came back as a public defender.
What you just said is one of the most
My leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
I've learned about roaches. Now, you know he's talking about them black kids, but he's talking in code. So you really got to catch it. You really got to catch this man's speeches. And he reads from a cue card. Actually, most of his speeches are written for him. But I just wanted you to hear that. Especially those that actually voted for this man. He give less than a damn about black folks. So I'm going to end this, people. I wanted to make this short, but I got another one. The next video is going to be a good one. I got to find the videos to show you for the next one. It's a goodie. I'm going to say shalom to you. Until next time.
Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, now bundled together.